The western border of the Northwest Territory was defined by the Mississippi River in the 18th century. The state of Illinois was not quite chartered as a state of the Union as of yet. That did not happen until 1818. However, black enterprise was active in the territory since the start of the expansion process. In fact, it can be found at the banks of the Chicago River with the DuSable trading post. John Baptiste Point DuSable is considered the father of black enterprise for Chicago. He migrated from New Orleans up the Mississippi River to Peoria, Illinois, where he met and married Katawa, a member of the Potawatomi tribe. By 1778, they migrated northward and established the first permanent settlement in present-day Chicago, located at the convergence of Lake Michigan and the mouth of the Chicago River. Over the course of a decade, DuSable had amassed what would amount to be a small fortune, in addition to all of the lands that he owned. The area shaded in red on this 1833 map of Chicago highlights the area owned and controlled by DuSable. In fact, this area measures up to 4 square miles. DuSable eventually sold his lands in 1800 to French fur trader Jean Lalime for £6,000, and he later sold it to John Kinsey in 1804. And these transactions marked the first real estate transactions in early Chicago history. And this is what DuSable's lands look like today. Another example of a young enterprising black citizen is none other than Frank McWhorter. Frank was born in 1777 in South Carolina to the McWhorter plantation. They eventually resettled in Kentucky in 1795, and it was in Kentucky that Frank was lent out to perform various labors for farms, bookkeepers, and salt miners in the area. From those efforts, he built reserves from the excess of the contractual payments and formed the Saltpeter Works Company during the War of 1812. And during that war, his company supplied saltpeter for gunpowder creation, as saltpeter was a critical component to that effort. He also built personal wealth for himself, and by doing so, bought freedom not only for himself and his immediate family in 1819, after which he began to purchase lands of his own. In 1829, Frank sold his Kentucky lands and moved himself and his family to more fertile ground in Pike County, Illinois. There he purchased 42 acres and started a farming enterprise, but he used the profits very wisely. He not only freed and resettled additional relatives, but he also purchased more acres of land and used that to grow his farming business. By 1836, he had owned 600 acres of land, and that pushed him and prompted him to convert his land into plots and organized a town. So in 1836, the first municipality in America founded by a black citizen was New Philadelphia, Illinois, by the hands of free Frank McWhorter. The 600 acres was split into 144 plots, to which Frank sold them to citizens of all races. The primary industry of this town was farming, and by the middle of the 19th century had over 200 citizens as residents. The Mississippi River charted a course of freedom and prosperity for those who were seeking to flee the throngs of oppression in the South. This certainly was the case for DuSable, and the same case for McWhorter. This would also be the case for a man named John Jones and his wife Mary. A tailor by profession, Jones settled in Alton, Illinois, located at the convergence of the Mississippi River, the Missouri River, and the Illinois River. He married Mary Jane Richardson, who was the daughter of a famous abolitionist in the area, Reverend H. H. Richardson, and they moved to Chicago in 1845, where they became a quintessential power couple. John's tailoring business, located at 119 North Dearborn, amassed great wealth, and together their abolitionist activities helped to carry hundreds from slavery to freedom through the Underground Railroad. John used his newfound wealth very well to influence the decision makers of the day and age and push and promote public policy. His skills transitioned well into civic and political roles. In fact, he was elected leader of the convention movement and Grand Master of Ohio Prince Hall Masons at the time where the Illinois jurisdiction was under Ohio. Well, together with the backing of those gentlemen and those women, he was able to put enough pressure on elected officials to drive the passage of the 14th and the 15th Amendments to the United States Constitution. These amendments were critical because they granted citizen rights to black citizens and granted them the right to vote. From these successes, he was elected Illinois' first black elected official as Cook County Commissioner in 1871, and he used that pulpit to open doors for other first blacks in Illinois history. At the time of his death in 1879, he was one of the wealthiest individuals in the city of Chicago and in the state of Illinois. His tailoring business was located near the corner of Washington and Dearborn in the city of Chicago. And today, Daly Plaza is situated on those grounds. So, what is the legacy and the message presented by the examples that we've seen heretofore? Quite simply this: the foundation of the city of Chicago is black enterprise. An unlimited vision during limited times did not even stop their progress. Black enterprise produced opportunities for advancement and opened doors for others to succeed. At the end of the day, being in business for oneself meant no one owned you.